Welcome to another episode of Sawdust. You can see in the background our waterfront home is starting to take shape. We began with the Helical Pier foundation and now we're into roof framing. So we're going to stop over there in a little bit and check that out. But for now, let's go back and check out our 317-year-old restoration project at the Grist Mill and take a trip to Newport to visit with the architects. I'm Jeff Sweener of Sweener Builders. We have been building on the coast for over 30 years. Our team of craftsmen and design professionals are committed to delivering the best practices in custom home building. Our end product has to be beautiful, highly efficient, and use advanced building science to stand up to harsh coastal conditions. On Sawdust, we bring you behind the scenes to give you an inside look of how we do it. This is the Samuel E. Perry Grist Mill. We are donating our services to re-side and re-roof this 317-year-old structure. And as you can imagine, a building that age has got to have some interesting history.
This is an example of the corn that we grow here. This is Rhode Island flint corn. This is the basis for the whole story. This is my interest in grinding corn at the grist mill. I'm very excited about the interest, the local interest, because this is a local project and it's for the community. The South Kingstown Land Trust has taken on the project of carrying this tradition forward. This is water power. This is one of the oldest things that man figured out how to make things work. And this is one of the oldest running grist mills in the state of Rhode Island. And continuously, and all we've ever grown as far as I've been around here is Rhode Island flint corn. And as long as I'm involved, that's what I want to grow. Because the tradition of the corn is vital. Here we are at the Samuel E. Perry Grist Mill pond that was built just for the mill. Samuel E. Perry realized that he had the potential of creating water power. We used the power of the water to grind the corn. It cost us nothing. Water was abundant. We had a lot of streams and rivers all through Rhode Island, all New England. And if you go back to your history, you look at how all these mills popped up. Samuel E. Perry realized that he had a source for energy. And when you open a small hole in a big pond, you create force. The water flows underneath us and it goes all the way down to the grist mill. By the time we get to the grist mill, the water's starting to fill in the sluiceway and starting to fill the cavern to operate the grist mill. The water starts coming through here. And it goes right through here and down into the cavern. And that's the energy being transferred to the turbine to turn the shaft, to turn the stone. And that's how we grind our Johnny cakes. When this project is done, and this is a great project, I'm ecstatic to be a part of this because I feel like I've done something as far as pushing this forward for the next generation. And if we respect these things and we put the new roofs on them and what it takes, we'll have them around here to tell the next generation. This is a prime example of how we can still work together with old history and old technology to make it work and carry the past on.
In an upcoming episode, we're going to be able to see that grinding stone turn from the water power. We'll complete this renovation and soon be eating flint corn Johnny cakes. Now let's go over to Bonnet and catch up with Jeremy and his crew. we're heading to the waterfront project where we began with helical piers, and Jeremy and the crew are starting to set roof rafters. And this house is really starting to take shape. So on this project, we're happy to be partnering with Ron DiMauro Architects from Newport. They've got an amazing portfolio of custom homes. Let's go check it out. So Tyler, the lead architect, is going to be visiting the site today. He's going to review a few of the considerations that went into the design of this house. The fact that we're elevated in a VE zone and we're on a busy corner.
As with any project like this, we had to explore the possibilities of, do we renovate the existing structure or do we start over and all new? That's post-worthy. The premise of this project was our clients wanted to downsize from their larger house to a smaller house, and they've owned this property for 41 years. So the challenge for us was, how do you take double the square footage they were living in and condense it down to 2,600 square feet? And the other thing we thought about was the existing house had 8-foot ceilings. Now, if you raise the ceilings on a renovation, that gets costly. Your entire second floor is coming off. So after we went through the exercise and we explored all the possibilities, we all decided together with our clients that a new construction was the best option for this site and for them. So at our firm, probably about 80% of our projects are on the water side, on the ocean side. Basically with FEMA, if you consider mean high tide at 0 elevation, so from there, at the flood zone 16, we had to go all the way up to elevation 16 over here. And then we added an additional 2 feet to the bottom of our lowest structural member for the first floor. So one of the considerations we had to do on this project that our clients really wanted was upside down living. How this works is the kitchen and the living area is on the second floor, and the reason for that is they really wanted privacy so they weren't right at the street side or streetscape. So a little bit higher, but I think a little more privacy. They can see clear over all the cars and all the people walking by their house. One element we incorporated here was a tower element, which I feel like works nicely to anchor the house on this side, the oceanfront side. It's an extension of the living room. It's a little reading area. So basically, on this side of the house, you have the kitchen area. In the center of the house, you have the dining room. And as I mentioned in the tower, you have a reading area that's connected to the living room. And on this elevation here, all these masses come together, really breaks it down, especially with the open porch here that will have cable railing, and the tower element that goes into the main gambrel roof right here. We really feel like it ties together nicely. We knew this project, and actually quite a few of our other projects, have complex roof lines, and the big concern I had was, how is this gambrel going to tie into the main gambrel? And basically, this gambrel is overlaid on top of the main gambrel roof. And in addition, the tower element is laid on top of the gambrel. So if you think about all the roof rafters you have to cut back to lay on top of the main gable, it's not easy with all those angle cuts. I really got to give it up for Jeremy and his framing crew for doing a great job framing this house, because I knew it wasn't an easy task for them.
So Tyler kind of gave us a broad overview on site of what the expectation is with the trim, but there's a few tricky spots I just want to get some clarification on. So I thought I'd head over to see Ron and Tyler in their office and open up the plans and really dial into the details. Yeah, plus it's not a bad idea to get over to Newport every once in a while. See, this is what you get in Newport. You got the Land Rover with the surfboard on it.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Good. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So basically 2 areas of question. One is this pack-out detail on the gable there, and the second is that little fascia there, how we want to handle that.
Yeah, sure. So this upper gable pack out here is just a 2x6 wall, and we pack these rake boards out 3/4 of an inch so our shingles can die right underneath them. And then this wall is probably, this rake right here is probably 7¼ inches because we got to do the 2x6 wall and then the 3/4 inch pack out.
So this rake is going to tuck underneath that rake there.
And we're gonna take the gable, in here. We're gonna put a little fascia there on that end.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a little more traditional detail. So that way we can. It's an old Gambrel detail. So that way we can take a look at that, and it creates a bigger shadow line.
And we're going to actually see a white fascia there.
Yeah.
A lot of it will be.
Yeah, so that'll be. Yeah, exactly. But at least it would create that roof to drop again even more.
Love it.
And something else that I think is pretty cool is on the transition for the Gambrel roof right here, these 2 boards right here.
Yeah,
so this 1x8 and this 1x3, it's going to be cool how it comes around and meets the rake.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're actually want to see a little bit of that. We're going to see a fascia there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little more traditional detail there to create it down.
Copper. There'll be a copper step flash that'll go over that, and that's going to be sharp.
Yeah, so right here, the trim band on the exterior, you see how we chamfered out the back of that.
Got it. So that little tongue tucks right underneath there.
Yeah, and then this cap is overscaled to really give it some thickness going around the building. So we did a 3x3 here, and the guys will throw a copper flashing right over it, and then we'll dye the shingles right on top of that.
Okay.
And if you want to rip it down from a 4x4 too, we can even bring it up another 1/2 inch. So you don't have to cut the member, just put a chamfer on it.
Right.
I think that'd be a great idea too, because the beefier the better.
And just to be clear, that's cedar, even though we've got AZAC here.
Yeah,
cedar,
that was
so
a good,
it'll be like an accent strip.
That's a good question, Jeff. So 3x3, I haven't seen a piece of AZAC like that.
Right,
so I was concerned
we
about.
got to glue it up.
Yeah. So part of the premise behind this house that it's only 2,600 square feet is, we have to respect the client's budget. So on this project, we knew the budget we had to hit. So we had so many square footage, which was smaller than their old house they had.
Right.
But with the smaller house, we really wanted to add more detail.
Yeah.
Instead of, a larger house with less detail.
Right.
So I feel like we accomplished that with, like the bands that we talked about. On this, we have shutters, we have a nice flare detail. And on the interiors, the interior millwork package from Kelly Taylor's group, it's really going to stand out.
That's going to be nice. Well, welcome to the team as well. We definitely love having you here. You've been doing an incredible job with this house. One of the things with us that makes us a little bit different, hopefully, is that we delve down a little bit more closer to our clients, and we try to touch. Our whole thing is architecture for the soul. Right. So we try to get in a little bit deeper. It's not just how many bedrooms you want, how many bathrooms, but it's how you live your life.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do it without you guys with us making our dreams come true. So we appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, and we want to be respectful to the design and try to capture all these details and exactness that you put on paper here, so that we make you look good.
Yeah, together.
So nothing beats face-to-face meeting, working out those details with Ron and Tyler, right over the blueprints. It makes such a huge difference. Over the next few weeks, Jeremy and the crew will install the wood roof and windows, and then work on the trim based on what we learned today. So thanks for watching another episode of Sawdust. Every week we'll take you behind the scenes where coastal building science meets craftsmanship. If you like what you see, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time on Sawdust.